Today is 14th of February 2026. Yesterday, when I started that data structure series, many of you have messaged me that not only I don't know, my inbox gets flooded with these type of messages. How do have how do we get a job in Dubai? I am looking for a job. Can you please refer me in some companies? The most frequently asked questions, the one of the most frequently asked question from these engineers is, how do we get a job in Dubai? Let me tell you, if you understand what I am trying to say, how I take interviews, then you can easily get a job in Dubai, man. Let me tell you how I check, how I take interviews. I hire only fit engineers. I have told this many times. An engineer who cannot do at least 10 push-ups, at least 10 squats, or at least 10 pull-ups, I won't hire him in my company. Let me tell you brutal honest way how I take interviews. Normally my AI architects takes the interview, but if I have to hire an engineer or architect, this is how I take. Suppose if you are a fit guy, you are a fit athlete, I don't ask you that how many companies you have worked with. I don't check what type of score you have got in your BTech. I don't check the degree as well. Everything is written in your resume. I don't check all those things. So what I check, let me tell you, I don't check what is how many GitHub projects you have actually done. I mean, it's good, but I don't check it. And how fast you write the code, I don't check. How many frameworks you know, how many languages you know, I don't check. What I check is your mental stability. How do you break the problem? The first skill what I check if I take an interview is breaking the problem. You have the problem breaking ability or not. Like I give you a problem, like if you are a fit guy, I take you to the gym and I will tell you, man, there is a Mr. Olympia Champion, there is some kind of competition going on in 6 months. I'll check your response to that. If you are a fit guy, you just in your mind, that's you will not panic. You will just break down the problem. Okay, if it is in 6 months, for the first 2 months, I'll train my I'll do strength training. Then another 1 month I'll do endurance training. Then conditioning. In the last month, you just structure the 6 months in the similar way. If you are an engineer, I'll see you how do you structure. If I give you that problem that I have a project that is going to launch in another 6 months. How do you structure? How do you make the phases? First month, what do you release? Something like that. I just check your problem breaking ability. That is the first thing. And see, if you follow my thinking ability, I'll hire you, man. The similar way, if you went to a gym, a great trainer, he will not only train you just to lift heavy, he will also lift heavy with you. He will explain the form clearly. He will explain if he is actually doing. He will explain you. He will not show you the YouTube videos and follow the deadlift. He will perform the deadlift in front of you. Then he will show you. He will correct your form. That is the way I also. I mean, I'll show them the problems first. I'll show them the solutions. Then I'll ask them to perform in front of me. I will just see how do you follow my thinking process, and I'll check your calmness under pressure. Something like I might have seen your YouTube Instagram video that you have lifted 200 kgs of deadlift and you have lifted 200 kgs of squats. What I will do, I'll just call you without taking pre-workout. I'll just call you. I'll just call you immediately to a gym. I'll bring the crowd. I'll see your calmness under pressure. How do you perform the 200 kilos of deadlift? People are cheering you. People are watching you. Do you perform it with calmness or not? The similar way, if you have done something like you have done some hackathon or something coding skill, I'll just wake you up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll ask you to write the code. I'll see your pressure. I'll just check. Your how do you handle the pressure? How do you handle, like if you ask me to do push-ups, if you ask a fit guy to do 50 push-ups waking up 2 o'clock in the morning, he will do it because he has trained his body so many years in that way. Similar way, if I ask a good developer or good software engineer, if I call him that production got the production issue happened, then 2 o'clock in the morning, how will he solve his problem? That I will check his calmness under the pressure. And and also like how speed he will do, and how much in fitness we check your strength as well as endurance. Both matters. Similar way, if you want, I'll check both your stuff, how flexible you are, how endurance, how, like in fitness, if a fit guy who only lifts heavy, he is not a fit guy. Yeah, I will check his flexibility skills, I will check his mobility skills, I will check his endurance skills, I will check his MMA skills, I will check all the skills. Similar way, if you have to hire engineers, I will check his coding skills, project management skills, testing skills, designing skills, communication skills, everything I'll check. How do we have to optimize? And if a fitness trainer, if I have to hire, how does he think scalable way? Similar way, if you are given if your fitness program or workout, if it is working for 10 members, like you have designed some kind of nutrition plan, fitness plan for everyone in the gym, whoever is coming. Like if I tell you whether that program will work for, if 10 million people come in, will that work for the same program? Will that work? I'll check your scalability thinking. Similar way, in engineering, we check if you have written a program, something for one project, will that get reusable across the world or not? How scalable it is. These are the skills you need to learn, guys. In the real time, no one will ask you that textbook questions. If you have really worked, then you will answer it very easily. And a few things like edge case scenarios, like what happens if someone is doing 300 kilos of deadlift and he broken his back, what will you do? In this edge case scenario, how will you treat a guy if someone has fallen doing the squats by having heart attack? How will you do that CPR? These are edge case awareness. Similar way, I'll check your what happens, how did you handle production failures? How did you, all the real life scenarios we check. We will easily understand if you would have worked on these type of pressured projects, if production got production deployment, during production deployment, if something happened, how did you resolve it? If you would have worked really, then you will answer it very clearly, man. And I don't see your definitions textbook. If you just memorized the textbook definitions, then I will not hire you. I want you to, whenever I hire, I want you to follow my thinking. Just however I think, if you are following the same way, if you are able to make me comfortable, or if you are able to feel me that you are really worked, then I'll for sure data structures I will mold like anything. How do you when I give you a problem, I will just see if I give you a problem, phone book problem, if I ask you to design a phone book, if I ask you to design something, then how do you think, how do you structure the data, how do you, whether you use arrays, how do you use it? I don't check your syntax. I forget the syntax. I am a Java guy, so syntax doesn't matter. I check the problem. How do you solve the problem? Which data structure do you use based on the problem? Like if I give you a hierarchical problem, like if I have to ask you to design something like a LinkedIn type of application, what type of data structure do you use in the paper? If I ask you to store something like create some kind of a dumbbell kind in a gym, if I ask you to design a gym, how do you design it properly? These type of problems I'll check, man. And for sure, if you have uploaded the GitHub projects, will I'll check the code quality. How did you return? Suppose if you have uploaded so many 200 kilos of deadlift video to 300 kilos of squat video, but your form is ugly, your form is not proper, that means your code quality is ugly. I'll check everything. Form is important than doing ego lifting. Similar way, code quality is important than just writing the code. How did you how did you return the code if any new developer is joining, and whether he will understand your code or not? And the final things is if I am hiring for a senior role, not only me, man, everyone in Dubai, they think in the same way. How curious you are to take the ownership. You are a 9 to 5 guy. You have done your task and you left home, and you think that now I'll switch off my phone. If my manager calls, then I will not respond. My job is done. At least I will not hire that type of mentality, guys, because if I have given you some project, no matter if I call you 2 o'clock in the morning, you should have that curious. You should take that ownership. How do you take that I mean, how do you take the ownership? If I given you some project, you should take the ownership of that project. And similar, this is for senior roles. How did you handle the conflicts between leadership? How did you, because the conflicts, your senior manager will tell you something, your director will tell you another thing. You will become like a sandwich between these senior managers and directors. You are a manager, so I'll check your conflict resolving problems. How did you resolve those problems? If you are a senior guy, you will understand, like project managers, they work like anything, but they are they get their whole problem in this resolving the conflicts between two senior managers, two directors. So I'll check your conflict solving ability. How did you handle failure? How did you manage your team? How did you made your team happy? All these things I'll check, man. Not only me, everyone in Dubai. If you are you need to understand. Please don't ask how do you get a job in Dubai. Ask how do you solve a problem. Just check their LinkedIn profile, what problems they are solving, and if you solve the problems, then you can get a job, or I'll hire you. And for me, I told this, I get so many messages, Sam, I want to work, something like this. I don't hire, man, because I don't hire a unfit person. If I see your profile, I scan your Instagram, I scan your LinkedIn, I scan your Facebook, I see your social media comments, I check your mental stuff, everything I check, because for me, fitness is the first priority. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. I need to go, man.